Tasils tel hearing tasils sa hearing ra Senate Committee on Public Utilities, Communications and Housing Development. Tel hearing obanggela BSCC, Belau Submarine Cable Corporation. Tel hearing agile lakora operations sa BSCC real time. Ma sel request lame el gire la o oral la ongerung al cable mang ngaringi sel pabil la president ra Republic Belau al mira Senate President Baules ma direct resolution lulduroklia timla lulduroklia president al may Egi mengilar a house al mem dingala seng la atop dra house. Le soma mal mesanga BSCC al sil se markonge ogera yel go kora questions sa amal mo understand ngira era session clue. Makmal merenga sulela board dra BSCC imla approver terul PSL members welcome mera aboard Mr. Conrad Ale lama Mr. Udui. What's your first name? Timothy Udui. Kamal masaulal me join aboard. Ungil basul yeah. Malat ka ungil basul. Welcome board member chairman Mr. Sakuma. KB Sakuma. Kami nga Senator Chin. Sulang tama si chairman lang. Giovanna, secretary. Okay. Baka masulang they book introduce as senators and then I'll give you the microphone chairman makakuk mo nga aldada miwe kado mo rahiring marenga suli la presidenta Senate al ngartalobangge Senate President Senator Baules floor leader a Senate ang ngartalobangge Senator Karay Mariur Senator Jayudu Usang Bau Senior Senator Mason Whips Senator Cuarte, Senator Chin, Senator Kyoto. Marami ang sulit ng senator samlo sabi nga talong ang al sils tiamal klo tutel al decision na mahi marami ang suli wal mo sabi ilo ay sa igil lungil al isel tal decision na aborta. Kota may kaya ko chairman na kayo pal sa kuma.
Naon? Oh. Sulang chairman mas kumam tialte alal mertiang presenta status tial el project kumam el procure tial second cable el Belau malungilat ital sil semormi rogul atang ka senators Senate President mga chairman al diungir kami we ektimo dulitial ko welcome ko mo manakot ko ra Miguel lengkal CEO ro kamam Robin hindi ka sal understand gidre lang so thank you for this opportunity to come and present on the work that we've been doing since the procurement of PC1 the first cable coming to Palau and I'm sure we've all seen the changes that Palau has gone through since December when the cable went online. And of course, we've become very dependent on the cable that we have now. And we've seen the changes in education, healthcare, and commerce that the cable has brought. If it's okay with the committee and the senators here, I'd like to ask Robin to do a brief presentation on the project that we're involved in now in procuring what we call PC2 the second fiber optic cable to come to Palau to provide redundancy and upgraded services to Palau's telecommunications.
Okay, thank you. Tangkle lang kal CEO kami.
CEO ko mama Robin Russell.
Robin Russell, the CEO of BSCC. Welcome and thank you. You may present. Speak Palauan if you can, please. Thank you.
Unfortunately, I can't speak Palauan at all, or very little. So I'll stick with English and I hope you can follow my presentation. Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. This is really a presentation that deals with not the second cable project as it was originally conceived, but with a fallback strategy that we have devised, and I'll explain more detail about why that is so as we go through the presentation. So if we start back in the past, in December 2017, we activated capacity on the first cable connecting Palau internationally, submarine cable connecting Palau internationally, and that's represented by the straight line coming into Nerumlengwi there. And that was financed, as everyone I think knows, out of an Asian Development Bank loan for 25 million to the Republic of Palau, which the Republic on-lent back-to-back to BSCC. The cost of that connection, which is the international submarine link, plus the terrestrial or the land-based facilities that support it, that is to say the beach manhole, the cable landing station and the facilities that we've installed in Nerumlengwi, cost approximately 19 million, 18.7 million of the 25. So we could say 19 million in round numbers of the 25 million was spent on the first cable. And the Minister of Finance asked BSCC to look at how we could deploy the rest of that loan, the loan balance, to good effect to improve the telecommunications network in Palau and to benefit both the retail service providers of Palau and, of course, the consumers of Palau, businesses, government, NGOs, individuals in their houses. So the first part of that deployment of the additional funds or the leftover funds was to build a fibre extension from Nerumlengwi to Wairai. That project is already well advanced and we expect that fibre will be available for service in the first week of June. So it's imminent to be connected. The cost of that is about 1.5 million. And the reason we were doing that is because access at Nerumlengwi is problematical for the retail service providers. So if we look at each of their capabilities, only PNCC has got fibre access at Nerumlengwi, and that fibre access is through the Festoon network that runs around Babeldaub and is owned by PNCC. That submarine Festoon network has got limited throughput capability and is also regarded as potentially unreliable by PNCC engineers. But the most important and pertinent point from PNCC's point of view is that at the moment they're limited to about 10 gigabits per second on the Festoon network, and it would require significant upgrades to carry any more traffic than that. So in order to carry more traffic, we need a fibre extension and also to provide equitable access. So the BSCC Act of 2015 requires that BSCC provides equitable access to the retail service providers. And Nerumlengwi does not afford equitable access because only one of those service providers out of the three has got fibre access. The other two use IP radio, Internet Protocol radio, which is limited to 1 gigabit per second per link, which is not very much. 10 gigabits is not very much these days, but 1 gigabit is really a small link in today's terms. So in order to provide equitable access, we needed to extend the BSCC network from Nerumlengwi to Wairai to get it closer to the Wairai and Karora fibre networks. And that's what we've done. So the second stage of the project is the extension. We call it the West Side extension, which is from Nerramlengwi to Irai. However, the problem with that extension is that it represents the whole distance of that link is a 37 kilometre single point of failure. That is, any cut on that link would then disrupt service to the whole of Palau. So that's a not very satisfactory situation. And to address that, we've looked at a loop all the way around Babeldaub. So we've put a proposal to the Asian Development Bank, and they have agreed that we should extend that fibre around the north side and down the east side and loop back around to Irai. That will eliminate the single point of failure issue, so that if there's a cut anywhere on that loop, the traffic can be rerouted around the other way and still make it to its destination. So it makes it much more robust. The third element, and the cost of all of that, is about $2.5 million for the east side extension. So west side 1.5, east side 2.5. And then we're also building a technical centre at Irai at the airport site, which will house all the equipment of BSCC to enable connection for our service providers, our customers, and it will also provide an office location for BSCC. At the moment, BSCC does not have any office. I operate out of my apartment, and it's not an entirely satisfactory or low-cost solution. So we will be building an office in that technical centre at the airport site in Irai, and that's about another $800,000. So once all that's put together with the interest that's been capitalised as part of the mechanics of the ADB loan, we should just about expend the whole $25 million. So that's the full picture of what we can address with the ADB loan of $25 million. A loop all the way around Babeldaub, and of course the original PC1 or the original fibre connection to the CUS cable. That fibre loop contains 48 fibre cores, of which we are dedicating 24 cores or 12 fibre pairs to express traffic, that is Irai to Nerramlengwi through traffic that's going to international destinations. The other 12 fibre pairs, the other 24 fibre cores, are allocated to the retail service providers, and at strategic locations around the loop there are add drop points already installed. So wherever you see on the compact road heading to Nerramlengwi, you'll see BSCC pillars. There's like a plastic stick sticking out of the ground, sort of white and orange colour. Where you see two of those, that's an add drop point where the retail service providers can add or drop capacity from that loop and use it to service the various villages all the way around Babeldaub. So there's a local connectivity component to the loop, as well as the express fibres that will service the link through to Nerramlengwi. The reason that we need to address the second cable is really expressed quite well, I think, on this graph here. The grey line at the bottom that goes straight across and then dips down and then continues on straight represents the satellite capacity that we have in Palau currently. So at the start of proceedings in December 2017, we had 500 megabits per second of satellite capacity servicing Palau, and that was the entire capacity that was used to support all of our international connectivity before BSCC. Those contracts for satellite capacity expire in 2021 and 2022. But PNCC has managed to consolidate its satellite capacity and reduce its overall outgoings, and that's why that dip occurs there in about September 2019. That's when PNCC managed to consolidate their O3B contract into a consolidated C-band contract and lose some of the costs. But at the same time, overall satellite capacity dropped by 250 megabits per second. So the current satellite capacity we have in Palau available is 250 megabits per second, and that is all that we could use to back up the BSCC cable if it fails. There's a huge gap because, as you can see with the orange line there steadily climbing in pretty close to an exponential fashion there, is the capacity that we're carrying on the BSCC cable. So it started off at around the 500 meg mark, and today it is 10 times that at 5,000 meg or 5 gigabits per second. So what that means is if BSCC breaks, effectively all of our internet connectivity, well, 95% of our internet connectivity will disappear. 95% of the things that are currently done with the internet in Palau would not be possible. The risk of a break on a submarine cable is not high. They're extremely well engineered, they're extremely resilient, they're well planned, the route is carefully mapped out, but nonetheless things happen. And the things that happen are of two varieties. Broadly, nature strikes, or more likely, humans strike. If it's nature, it's going to be tectonic movement, maybe, something like that, and that's pretty rare. But human activity impacting cables is not rare. Human activity that does impact cables is typically anchors, ship anchors. I'm not talking about small boat anchors, I'm talking about ship anchors. Ship anchors dragged across the bottom will break a cable, and also some types of fishing activity where they drag big concrete blocks across the bottom to hold the nets down will also do the same sort of damage to a submarine cable. So by far the greatest vulnerability is to human activity, and by far the greatest vulnerability is in the inshore sections, the sections close to land, because that's typically where the most human activity occurs, of course, but it's also shallower water. So that's where the vulnerabilities are. So in terms of our vulnerabilities, we've got vulnerabilities as that cable makes its way into Palau, and we've also got vulnerabilities as that CUS main trunk makes its way into Guam. There's no mathematical way of calculating the probability of a cable break, but we know they occur. We've seen cable breaks in the Marshalls, we've seen cable break in Saipan, in Tonga, and in each case, these cable breaks have a devastating impact on the local economy. What breaks them? Typically ship anchor drag, almost always. But sometimes a natural event can cause a massive disruption as well. The best example of that in the local region was about 2006-07, I think, Luzon Strait. There was a turbidity flow out of one of the big rivers in Taiwan, and that broke 8 cables. That was just from a natural event. But we're not at risk of that because we don't have the big rivers. But the big risk for us is definitely human intervention of some kind. Probably anchor drag is the most likely. The only way that we could address that resilience gap now, we think, is a submarine fibre optic cable. So up until September 2018, BSCC's fallback strategy, what would we do if BSCC broke? Our answer was, well, we'd try and assemble some satellite capacity that enables us to keep going with some connectivity. And our aim there was to consolidate the national Palau satellite capacity into a single block of capacity that would be available for national use, and then to see if we could do the same with other island nations in the Pacific and consolidate internationally so that we shared a pool of satellite capacity that could be used for redundancy. We didn't get much traction on that. We approached the PETA members, that's the Pacific Islands Telecommunications Association. All of the other Pacific Islands are members. They weren't that keen to get involved in it. And at the same time, the BSCC board realised that this resilience gap was getting wider and wider. It wasn't that wide back in 2018, but it was still significant enough to cause concern. And it was at that point that we realised we needed to switch strategy and start looking for a second cable. And that's what we've done. So it's quite important to realise that the second cable initiative is not driven by demand. The second cable will not be required from a demand perspective for the foreseeable future. This graph here shows a series of lines. There's a yellow line, a blue line and a red line. and they represent different growth rates that we have to assume. I mean, we don't know for sure what the growth rate will be going forward, but we do know that the global growth rate over the last 10 years is 40% per annum compound. So that's the midpoint, let's say, and we've modelled here 30% growth, 40% growth and 50% growth. And if we take the fastest growth, which is the 50% growth, the yellow line, we would run out of capacity on the current cable about 2030 at the earliest. If we take the lower growth number at 30%, it's 2035. So we've got 10 to 15 years of capacity on the current cable. We don't need a second cable because of the demand in Palau. We need a second cable because if the first cable breaks, there will be massive economic dislocation in Palau. And we've seen through this current COVID situation with the pandemic how dependent we are on our international connectivity to keep us in touch with the world. Imagine if we had that situation and a cable break and no internet. I think it would be a considerable disaster. So this is the final picture. This is what we're heading for. So what we want is the loop around Belau. We want the first cable connection, and we need a second cable connection so that if one or the other breaks, the other one can step up to the mark. And we had a discussion about whether we'd try and use the Nerumlengwi landing and maybe gain some economies from using the old landing. And we realised that the economies were not great for a start, and second, it would be much better from an engineering point of view if we had a completely diverse landing that couldn't be destroyed in the same event as the first. So we looked around and found that there's a channel at Nardmau that looks navigable, and that's the one we've chosen for the second cable landing. So because we've already got a cap means capacity access point in BSCC lingo. So a capacity access point, we've got a cap N, capacity access point Nerumlengwi, we've got a cap G, which is in Guam, and we couldn't have another cap N at Nardmau, so we called it cap O for Honor de Ul, which is, I believe, the old name for Nardmau, and also means innovation, which is very good. So that's the final picture that we're shooting for. And that yellow one that we've called cap just represents one of those add drop points around the loop. It's an example. So we can have that add drop point at Melekiok, we can have another one at Amalik, we can have another one at anywhere we like really that's on that route. So we design the add drop points in conjunction with the retail service providers and with our contractor and come up with the best solution that meets everybody's needs. And those add drop points are pre-engineered so that the fibre's already there, spooled in the pits, waiting for someone to come along and connect it to something. The trunk route that we're looking for is called ECHO. Now, the ECHO cable originally had 3 partners, Facebook, Google and Trans-Pacific Networks. And out of those 3, we assessed that Trans-Pacific Networks was far more likely to talk to us than either of the 2 rather large corporations, Facebook and Google. And indeed that turned out to be the case. So we're working with the 3rd partner, Trans-Pacific Networks, TPN. And the ECHO cable is a very innovative cable in that it's the first time that the technology has allowed a single span cable to run from Singapore all the way to the US without stopping off somewhere like Hawaii for repowering. So the technology has improved to the extent that that cable can now be powered all the way from Singapore to the US from both ends. So that link is very strategic for, let's say, the financial industry, for example. Anybody that wants to keep servers synchronized and has multiple high-speed transactions will be very interested in this cable. I don't think there's much else to say about that one. The ECHO cable is depicted there. You can see that it runs from Singapore through Indonesian waters and then basically follows the curvature of the Earth to get to Eureka Beach in California. And you can see there's a number of spurs on there. There's a spur to Jakarta, there's a spur to Palau, a spur to Guam, and there's talk of a spur to the Northern Territory in Australia, to Darwin, and there's also talk of another spur up to Japan. So you can see with that kind of connectivity that this is a very strategic cable from the point of view, I guess, of US defence interests and US allies' defence interests. And indeed it is. So this cable, the ECHO cable, has been mentioned in the press a few times in connection with the Indo-Pacific strategy, also called Blue Dot, which is a strategy to contain the Chinese Belt and Road Initiative by investments coming from Australia, Japan and the US in the Indo-Pacific region. And in fact, TPN, our partner, Trans-Pacific Networks, is being financed by DFC, which is a US government export financing agency, Development Finance Corporation. It used to be called OPIC, Overseas Private Investment Corporation. It passes very close to Palau, so we anticipate that the branch to Palau would only be 170 kilometres long, and this is what makes it economical from our point of view. If we try and build a cable from Palau to anywhere else, say from Palau to Guam, the cost is enormous, probably $100 million to go from Palau to Guam. But by connecting to these passing trunk cables, we're able to minimise the cost, and we can do a cable from Palau to one of those trunks for less than 30 million. So that's by virtue of the short distance. And this is, I guess, the essence of the opportunity for Palau. It's an important point to realise. Palau probably in the near future, in the foreseeable future, will not be able to be building its own submarine cables to anywhere. It will be dependent on a passing submarine cable going by that we can cut a deal with and connect to. That's the only economical way it can happen. In the history of things, the first one that we got wind of was back in about 2015 was the CUS cable, and that's the one we connected the first Palau connection to. And the next one that's come along in all that time, since 2015 to today, is this one, ECHO. And when the next one will be, nobody knows really, but you could assume it'd be another 5 or 6 years. I would imagine the building of ECHO will probably slow down other cables in the vicinity. It's also important to think that the second cable, you know, you think of it as a backup, and it's a natural thing to do. You know, you've built your first cable and then the second one backs that one up. But that won't be the case here. The second cable will actually be a superior connection to the first cable. So this represents the entire completed configuration. At the moment, we've just got those two centre pieces, which is Palau to Guam. That's our connectivity today. Once we add the ECHO cable to it, we've got 2 more interconnection points available to us in Singapore and the US. And both of those are rated as superior connectivity points to Guam. So, in fact, our current cable will become the third connectivity option for Palau. So I would imagine the first choice will be US, second choice Singapore, third choice Guam. So it won't just be a backup cable, it will in fact become the primary cable for Palau because of its superior connectivity. The other important point from this configuration is that once you have multiple connectivity like this, which has 3 different connection points to Palau, Palau becomes what's called in telecoms terms a hub. And a hub is a valuable commodity in telecommunications and in business in general. So we believe that by turning Palau into a hub, and probably one of the first Pacific islands that becomes a hub outside of Fiji and Guam, I guess, and Hawaii, is that we can open up the economy to different businesses that could not operate here in a single cable configuration. Any business that is ICT dependent, that requires 365 days a year, 24 hours a day connectivity, would be reluctant to establish in Palau with a single cable connection because if that cable went down, their business is finished. If we have a second cable, then there's backup, there's resilience, and they can start to think about those sort of businesses. And the sorts of businesses that may eventuate here, we've seen some examples in the press recently, but some that aren't so obvious, maybe ship registries, company registries, data storage, maybe even some data processing here is possible. All of these kind of ICT-based industries can establish in Palau. So the important thing that the second cable brings, apart from resilience, is opportunity. Business opportunities that would not otherwise exist. If we walked away from the second cable altogether, and we still can, of course, then a second cable would remain a priority for national resilience. We'd still be vulnerable. If the current BSCC cable was to go down, I think we'd find that virtually all of the commercial systems that are currently being deployed, which are cloud-based systems, would no longer work. If you remember back to the days before BSCC came along, email barely worked in Palau. And that's what we'd be reduced to. So we do always need a second cable. Maybe we can't afford it at the moment, but we always need one for resilience. The second point is that we would need to identify a coming project that puts a cable close enough to Palau to enable us to connect to it. So there's an element of luck and prayer involved. That is, we have no control over our destiny. We have to wait until the right cable comes along, and there's no certainty of when that cable might eventuate. But we do know for sure that if ECHO's built, and it is being built at the moment, it's going to extend that way. And finally, there's some economics involved. There's a marine survey that we've already undertaken, but if we had not undertaken that marine survey and left it to some future date, it would have cost us an extra $1 million. So the marine survey cost us $561,000. It would have cost us $1.5 million in the future. And that's because the survey ship was already mobilised for the ECHO project. Whereas if we have to mobilise it in the future, we have to pay for the mobilisation cost and the demobilisation cost. And that's mostly for that ship to steam to Palau from wherever it is and go back again. So that's probably 10 days each way. So it's a very expensive exercise to mobilise a ship like that. So the marine survey was included to make that saving. Perhaps it's time to get really to the nitty-gritty. So we were well advanced with the PC2 project when the COVID pandemic became an obvious disruptor. So around about the middle of March, it was becoming apparent that there was a serious economic repercussions about to eventuate from the pandemic, and that it was likely to be sustained and far-reaching. And at that point, we did a review and decided that we ought to withdraw or suspend the PC2 project. The reason we did it at that point was the PC2 project would have consumed all of BSCC's available cash. And we felt that that was a reckless position to be in, to have no cash reserves and confront a pandemic situation. So to preserve our cash reserves, we suspended the project. But at the same time, a lot of work had gone in, and so we were looking at what can we salvage from this project, and that's how this Plan B or fallback deal came about. We got good cooperation from the Australian government, and we were able to extract some elements from the main PC2 or the overall PC2 project that gave us some benefits without too much cost. So if we go back to the original deal, there were three broad components. The first component was the branching unit on the ECHO system itself, which we would contract with TPN, Trans-Pacific Networks, to get installed. That's $3.5 million. And also capacity on the ECHO cable, which we would also purchase from TPN, $6.75 million, requiring a $1.35 million deposit. So that's what's in that top box, $3.5 million for the branching unit and 1.35 million for the deposit on the capacity. The second box is the NEC elements. That's Nippon Electronics Corporation of Japan, or NEC, and that's for the spur cable from the branching unit to Palau, and the cost there 12.2 million plus the marine survey 561. So that's a pretty big box, that middle box. That's got a $12 million cost in there for the spur from the branching unit to Palau. And then finally the Palau-based costs for the cable landing station, the terminal equipment, interconnection costs and so forth, and the balance of the capacity IRU. That's an indefeasible right of use, or like a capital purchase of capacity. And we've scrapped that whole bottom box. We've cut out most of the middle box and just kept the route survey, which is 561. And we've cut out the deposit on the capacity and just kept the branching unit in the top box. So the fallback strategy is to get a branching unit installed on the Echo cable with a stub hanging off it, a stub of cable that we can later connect to when we can raise the money. If we didn't do this, there'd be no branching unit on that cable network for Palau. We would have to look to some future cable network for future connection. So this is designed to be a place marker, if you like, on the Echo cable. So the idea is we put the branching unit in, and we have an agreement with TPN which enables us to purchase capacity from them in the future when we build the spur. That's the fallback deal. So the total cost of it is 3.5 million for the branching unit plus 561 for the marine survey. The Australian government, as I said, has helped us out here. So they have offered to, and we've accepted, to pay for the entire marine survey as a grant. So there's no outlay from BSCC for that marine survey. So I could see people starting to get a bit nervous when I told you that we'd already committed to that and it was already done. Well, yes, it is, but we're not paying for it. The Australian government will pay for that. On the branching unit, they've offered us an $850,000 grant contribution and a $1.75 million soft loan. It's a 10-year loan, and we would have to contribute $900,000 of BSCC equity, which we felt was reasonable compared to the 4-point-something million that we would have had to contribute in BSCC equity for the full PC2. The AIFFP loan proposal, 1.75 million over 10 years, 5 years grace on principal repayments, and a margin of 0.5%. So that's pretty good. That's actually as good as ADB or anywhere else that you can get concessional loans. 0.5%, 0.5%. Oh, our choice, fixed or variable. So we can pick LIBOR, or we can pick a calculated fixed rate. And we haven't made that choice yet. Our financial advisor says, why don't we just wait until the last minute and work out which one looks the best at the time. But I imagine we'd probably go for the fixed rate. Just certainty is valuable to us. In terms of the timeline, Echo has already met their start date target, which was the 31st of March. So they're underway. We know that for sure because we've seen their marine vessel. We've eyeballed it off Nardmau. So they're definitely underway. The way they're doing it is with one marine survey vessel looks like surveying up to Guam and another one from Guam onwards. So there are multiple survey vessels being deployed. April the 10th was our deadline to commit for the marine survey. We've done that. It's going to be reimbursed in full by DFAT. We expect that we're going to have to make a commitment for the balance for the stub BU branching unit to TPN by the 31st of May. That's this month. So we're in advanced discussion with them over their contract, and we're in advanced discussion with the AIFFP, the Australian Infrastructure Financing Facility for the Pacific. It's a development bank that's been established within the Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade in Australia. What would happen is, I doubt that the Australians are agile enough to give us cash before the 31st of May. In fact, I guarantee they're not agile enough. But we've got enough cash in the bank to pay it, provided they pay us back, the 850 that they've agreed. We don't have a detailed timeline yet because that's dependent on the Marine Survey determining the final design, and then they'll work out the plan of work. But the preliminary estimate was 33-month project for the whole of ECHO. So effectively that takes us out to 2022, 2023 before it's complete.
Senator Senior will ask questions.
Thank you very much, Robin Russell, for that presentation. Tagi dagali gulmor kamiu. Malt ba rungu kale seneta gilingir kamiu. Nga ka dia ka malt molak klado ira makul tuir kamiu board members. Nga ksel ko rings rengkal Mr. Russell ang kuk tuir egel blal durngak. Ya ku mrangal waseng lagi dia del ngutiang. Tial game albang arengil lega gida le resolution. Makariga each one er kamiu o ay sinakal mulwase evaluation er kamiu ang tiagi del lulsa darngi should we move forward el luay kaya del al do blal dungal korak mal lo otil wasado spe tiagi del ngirungal el cable. Sige dakarigan mo board members.
Aktir also kal etal morsel wase sel lulagorngil waseng growth ra a demand sel market demand ra kamiu el alblal boringa pandemic segum lalmutel evaluator ngi yang it stays the same ang raw the swella border sel tira. So those two questions sulang.
Sel kotl grime Senator Udu nga malumrang kung tiada question kung kita can we afford to do this kadang lao mesringi tale use data user kita ngarbela timran morbap even into the pandemic. Actually say agukmla opitial user kita malimis morbable kadang lao mo cut off ra blul at sel question nga malumra kung can we afford not to do this kung kadaman na mo dependent ra at yale interconnectivity ra mora blul at o meser gidel los pe ang lageda na model nga school tadi nga apply musin tira mala online classes ang lega atiblol al ngara igale Facebook FaceTime along ila teacher ngi mga diregal kal healthcare services rigid na model se bedel senda atvelan mo Taiwan ma US lang going into the pandemic the other thing kung kadamo open o ingrang ding kita mal na mo spiritual el cable wal dilu CEO rigid ang chances el Ertiale cable mo malo it's low, but there is a chance. Kada namin sa Tonga, kada namin sa Saibal, Marshall, simlamlo da cable ertir, and that wasn't in the pandemic, and they were down for weeks. The second part of my answer, the opinion nga kanding we are feeling the repercussions of an economy that's focused on a single sector, the sector of tourism. Ilado me sa FSM RMI, they're hurting and din dakal way gidle tirga nga niya fishing revenues or tira dilgamlan ila ka na bukla close fishing rigid se buktara subject and ding kadamal dependent tra tourism metal tourism hana adim la stuff mangira dal guk komes ra da auk ngodal economies diversity ra economies rigid dal wa ICT ma data centers and storage and dimla kal do Robin and ding one very big benefit that we have at Belau if we do become a hub with this new capacity and this new cable is that aigal habal ngara Pacific akwama Hawaii aige bulura amrigil US is a sovereign nation, so we have our own determining laws that we can implement to make it attractive almora igal kora maklol gombalil wa Facebook ma Google ma investment companies to set up in Palau and diversify our economy so we can be a little bit more resilient than what we are now, the focus ra tourism. Nagida uk di opinion nga kanding unsa eri gamo.
Kapag Eric Whips.
Sulang Senator Udo ma chairperson inabo. Maldi oldo bragel laldung GB Mr. Sokuma. Ang kita mal osper tial gibol ang dasan tial opportunity ada kalbal ol merbelaw. Gira tunggu tial tial ang daso bragel laldung chairman Sokuma ang aning aptol tial ra PSL Shobals and matmur belaw. The medical education, my healthcare, mal depender tial gibol. Of course, our revenue, mladip, projections at Trigibel Ngario, because of pandemic, ding sa trend na di medical di maral morba, os palela, vessel gibol mal important mer belaw.
Kapag Miss Giovanna Yao.
Aktirak kalmal support ay bladong director sa kumama whips. Coming from education, we always discuss the same issue. Also, makadamal na more rely cloud-based services. This is a question that I ask committee sa college. Sab edal affor dal so mong malood at talgable. That's the question that I asked them. Of course, ang lamo close pala internet, then it's just like infrastructure radal. Also, man diwan al barba, obew sel barba, yaro kul already affected, and that's really the same situation that we're in. So our plans is to diversify that connection. So also kung matamal lawan ang sadal reroute traffic. Like what they had mentioned, ang ngungil ta alala business al Mr. Belau, but direct growth ra IGAL services that we're using right now. With the pandemic, it's interesting that you had asked about usage. The board had asked Robin to provide data on usage, traffic that's going through the fiber. It has increased. So with the pandemic, most of schools are doing schoolwork online. I mean, I'm homeschooling my nephew, and it's all done online. There's the print and ceredra pra school, but it's primarily online. And if we're going through this for the next year or so, cable will definitely increase. And so, although it's a very good idea, I think, as Robin had shared, financial support, so I think we can. Mlatalgi will drop our revenues, but I think right now, BSCC adir kasabel. I'll move forward. There's some good chance situation. Then we revisit our plans. Sulang.
Sulang Miss Kapag Mr. Timothy Will Basul Utoy.
I don't want to sound like a broken record, but my sentiments echo that of theirs. It's an issue of opportunity, and if we walk away from this, when will we be able to revisit this discussion? Doing my master's, I was thinking of Palau's economy and our main one being tourism. They mentioned opening up doors, and that was something that I had thought of as well. We could open up places to do data centers for different larger companies to operate here. That of course brings in some additional revenue to the economy. There is also the advent of telemedicine, which is a two-way benefit for us and for others. And also with 5G inbound and just increasing data capacities, more reliance on AI and whatnot, I think it is an important discussion we need to have. And while I don't say I guarantee that it's the best decision to make, I believe in what we have chosen.
Naman masabla. Ako ni Mr. Conrad Allen.
Konsulang maloldo pa ikaltukol balutira. It's evident kasi asaralay tal backup at kalsabel lotok trusel dos dos peringi. Rabe kalsilse. And I think we should do it. I believe that what the road we've chosen is the right one. Yeah, thank you.
Kamlutal mga Mr. Sauma.
Hoy, komeng Chairman Ending, I just wanted to make it clear el Senator sa kung fallback deal that Robin was talking about. It's what it is it's purchasing the opportunity. It's not purchasing the spur itself. It's just making it possible for us to do this in the future when we feel that it's financially safe. Without the initial investment of the 3.5 in purchasing what the branching unit is, that opportunity is gone. So what we're doing is purchasing just a little piece of hardware to put on this Echo cable. So in the future, when we're ready, we can just lift it up, plug in, and then that spur will be connected to Palau.
Okay. Ilang ngara osangiura future. Basta kadang utegi del spur lo yang o ingarang kadang mo ome arin merpelaw. Sige dong ngara o ingarang ara with the sweep.
Yeah. When we were doing the financial analysis on the original project, the full PC2 project, one of the questions that was raised by the then chairman, Chairman George, was how are we going to finance this? Because at the time we were looking at an equation which showed that the current cost of the 500 megabits of satellite capacity was approximately, it's 2.2 million a year. That was the cost, 2.2 million a year. So over 10 years, that's 20 million. That's getting close to the cost of a second cable. So that's where this whole idea started to gel as an economic possibility for us. And then we looked at various mechanisms to enable us to tap that potential source of funds. And we came up with a variety of different solutions. But one of the tests that the chairman put to me was, if we had no external source of funds coming in from that satellite or from anything else, how much would we have to increase the BSCC tariff to pay for the second cable? And the answer was, once we did the numbers, in fact, we wouldn't need to increase the tariff at all. All we need to do is stop reducing the tariff. So in our business plan, we have a 10% compound price reduction every year. If we took that out and just kept the prices flat, that would pay for the second cable over time. So the economics of BSCC pre-COVID supported repayment of that debt. Post-COVID, all bets are off, unfortunately, of course, because we can no longer forecast accurately into the future, especially on the receipts revenue side. So at the moment, we're forecasting a 50% receipts reduction between now and the end of this current financial year at the end of September. And we've got to review our business plan going forward again, and no doubt we'll take some cuts on the receipts side there. I would say that pretty much as soon as the economy is restabilised and we can forecast again, we should restart the project. So what I'm saying is that the economics of BSCC are sufficient to support it, but only in a, you know, if we go back to the pre-COVID situation with the same growth projections and all of that sort of thing. I doubt that we're going to go back there. So the answer is very difficult to give precisely, but my guess is we would not probably restart this project for another 2 to 3 years, be my guess.
Okay, halak open raw lalo mga senators mga nga karir. Senator Whips.
Sulara Tala Chairman. Chairman Sakuma, I have a few questions for you. Firstly, Kamlut al-Malz model was itial 1.75 million. السوادر al resolution. Just for clarification, what are we getting for that?
Can you pull up the deal companies? There it is. Yeah. So Sele 1.75 million is the initial payment that we would have to make to basically pay for that branching unit.
So, a cable's coming by. We need to be clear on what this is. So that's why I'm asking a detailed question. A cable's coming by. It looks like this, right? And what we're paying for is to have a little socket sticking out.
That's correct.
Is that right?
Yeah.
That is correct, but what it is, in fact, rather than the socket, is a branching unit that's capable. It's called a power switched branching unit, and that power switched branching unit is very different to the branching unit that we've got on CUS. The CUS branching unit is only capable of taking the fibre that we've got coming out from Palau and carrying that traffic to Guam. That's it. There's no choice. It's not a smart switching device. It just routes the traffic that way. The power switch branching unit that we're getting on the Echo system is different. It enables us to switch traffic either to Singapore or to the US, or both. So it's a much more sophisticated branching unit. I would say probably the CUS, I don't know for a fact, but I'd say probably the CUS branching unit cost in the vicinity of about $1 million, much cheaper than this one. The total cost of that branching unit includes a 15% markup, we know, but it's unavoidable because there's only one supplier. So the 3.5 million, I guess, represents approximately 3 million of cost to TPN and 5 million of profit. What it buys us, as you say, is a socket we can plug into in the future, but it's a pretty smart socket in that it can direct the traffic to either Singapore or the US at our will. The total cost of that's 3.5. They want 50% down payment. So the first 1.75 is made up of 900,000 BSCC equity, 850 grant, and the second 1.75 is where the debt comes in. So that would be incurred in about 2022, 2023, when that debt would be drawn down to make the final payment on the branching unit. And that's what we buy for the 3.5 million. For the 561 that we've already expended on the marine survey, we get all the data, we get all the intellectual property, and we can use it for the spur when that's constructed. Okay,
a few other questions, Chairman. current usage Sergi del Altama 5,000 megabits per second. What is the capacity of the cable we have now? Is that 50%, 10%? I have no idea. Can you help us? So our current usage right now, as shown on that graph, is 500
No.
Mbps?
No, you're quite right. 5,000 megabits per second is what we're currently using, which is 5 gigabits per second, 5 gigabits per second, and the total capacity of the capacity we have is 500 gigabits per second. So we're using approximately 1/100th, 1%. That's why it takes 10 to 15 years to use up all that capacity, even with extremely high compound growth.
Okay, a few other questions. Sel sakit. Sen sel madera bertakal mo ingra. Is there a life on that thing sitting down there? Or?
Well, the branching unit is a part of the entire cable system, and those cables have lifespans of a certain period of time. So I'm thinking that this one's what, 25 years? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, 25 years.
So if I could follow up, the current cable was connected in 2017, and we're assuming it has a 25-year life. Could be longer, but that's the minimum. And this one will be connected in about 2 years from now, which will put us at 2022. So in about 2045, if we were to connect, maybe it'll be obsolete by then, and the current one would be 2030 something. I can't do the math in my head. Is that right?
Yeah, that sounds correct. Although the cables do have that's their minimum lifespan, and they do have quite good longevity with the technology they have now. And there's actually an industry that revolves just around repurposing used cables. And so, in the future, if we do decide to upgrade, there is the possibility of selling, our own little spur, but really that's quite a while from now.
Okay, last question. The resolution seeks for the OEK's endorsement on BSCC getting a loan for 1.75 million. So my question is, how will that affect your cash flows going forward if we don't use it, but we now have it sitting there? How much is your repayment on that per year?
Yeah, we actually have a schedule of repayment in our. Is it on that?
Maybe I can answer though. When we looked at the PC1 project, we were going to borrow $2 million, so approximately the same amount, from the National Development Bank of Palau, and we were going to pay it back in 2 years. So it's not a huge imposition on BSCC at 1.75 million of debt. The 25, if we borrow 25 million, it takes us right to our capacity, but 1.75 should be no difficulty, even in the most pessimistic, I think, outlook.
Can Senator Chin ask a question?
Militasin sa KB. Mama naka-conflict ka chairman nagiti nakamanderu question nga kay KB. Oh, chairman. Ako taga ngari tel house joint resolution 10-64-15S. At ginamam sa atin irakdug. Adoreng Sir Gami Rogu, and there's no question we're going to need this in the future, not now. To spend in the future. Ma-question nga ka, ngari atukon nga sila, sovereign guarantee to support 1.75. So kung nila sing rabal guli.
Oo. So lang Senator Chin said the basic language that the Republic agrees that they take responsibility for this through BSCC to repay that.
Sing ngo sisiwa ngilus ngo sisiwa definition ni Melak next question nga kasi kamiwa expert lang. Do you think the language ng artiang we should pass it? A joint resolution? A more recommendation ng ma'am I space a new sige mo raterak book.
Oh, so lang Senator Chin la confer lo ngila adara la ngak.
Lali?
Tigal project management unit of the BSCC has gone through this with a fine-tooth comb, and I myself I can speak on behalf of the board that we're very confident in the language of the resolution, and it really gives us the opportunity to save our place going into the pandemic and leave our options open in the future.
Yang important set question lang kadoman sa Belau. Yung gimagin mo mong tihigit no si maybe not us amo magadat yang tro al sel mitigit am gagren tigay amo magadat yang. I want to get that confirmation from you kasi kung understand that yang bodolo lagi. Ung erung ang cell cable na this echo cable. Cellular thing Mr. Russell is run through here to go to Guam, I think. I say. Yeah? It comes through here anyway. Mora adabel bela, I mean bottom adabel bela. Why say? Elang to require approval from us to lay that cable through there, and if they do, are we getting compensated for that?
The answer is no and no. If it went within the 12-mile limit, yeah, sure. But the 200-mile economic zone, there's a specific provision of the international law of the sea that says that such cables can be laid through the economic zones of any nation.
Okay. Dadim gede Senator Nabogaman sarot ate al. Thank you, Chairman.
Sulang Senator Chin. Aba Senator Cuarte.
Chairman, naivety na din yarol mo sa tamal make sense. So, hindi ka problem na la support ra opportunity. I'm saying it's one of those strategy open maral diversity. So, mal support that idea. Di mo daksal understand niya, and maybe that's why I'm naive. Maybe tigal putatal other bila sa il help. At so kung present ramal viable business model that can pay for $1.75 million, why would we need a sovereign guarantee? Isn't it just a business model? Is there another use for it in terms of negotiating the loan, or what's? I mean, you haven't presented a case that you're not going to be able to pay. So what is the use of? And maybe that's where my naivety comes from.
I think it's an excellent question. It's a question that was asked by the Minister of Finance as well. His view was it's such a small amount and BSCC is already a functioning, viable entity. Why do we need to waste a valuable sovereign guarantee on this? But unfortunately, the Australians don't see it that way and are demanding the sovereign guarantee. So I guess it's, from their point of view, non-negotiable. But I agree with you, it seems ridiculous for the situation, but unavoidable, it seems.
Yeah, this is the first time we're dealing with AIFFP, and they're a relatively new entity. So I think they're really concerned about guarantees and the ability for foreign Pacific countries to pay back their loans. And really it's just a requirement on their part.
So I already I'm just asking that, Robin, because when you talk about $20 million later on, that I would understand that, but 1.75 million, and there's no case for
I mean, you even said in the worst case, we should be able to pay for it. Then now I understand. Thank you.
Silang ba Senator Mariur?
Sula Chairman KB. Akora dio kera tiang leng usually sel do kora albira kulal kora kongera presidente molo ningarnya kora ngari gel kapira kontraktel do agreemental loan agreemental lo mes olbil mudengel waset tiang wangara turm seringi wangara emoseb olbira kulal kongese tiang kora mal di resolution ne kora dia ka gidel detail magidol ngito asal sugu mengkora ngania agreemental blam kor ringi at least sebel olbira kulal masara wera agibam kengeri sedi yung itlego di maltera ludo almost peringil mo tegi del project al kami proposal ngi aku kera tiang mo bangela higel sa algotel me todo tegi longerul ke bola leadership meeting ya mlara chairman angel na american chairman ngi George lo se ngaringi ya audo del ngara 5 million ratal BSCC balance sel negotel loan magidi agora direkal gora magal especially oldo so kalwase ngara mangari ududi kumya kumara tialon ngara un bodo aus peringi kumya ngari ududi ulsupil take care tagi del initial project ng amda sulang
senator agi malungil ilger la financing ertal project ako te small diesel question akal gire la sel medel 5 million or sel PC1 sel first sel cable. Can you put the presentation up on the circle? Yeah. No, the map. Yeah, just go to the map. Sel PC1 mle last mo dia Robin semle 19 million. Semlo mrek gimle ko na umesring kung rasbe del direct rolil mo o increase capability ra tirgale service providers wa PNCC ma Palau Telecom sa Palau Wi-Fi al access ertial cable. Le mal di PNCC oba capacity al connect directly ra tiale landing station ang ramlangoy. Se direct al mal na mo outdated el cable ertir. Mang kimle decide los pera telgiber tial udaw del mrula fiber connectivity ra tial cap in ngaram lungoy al moray day seguida sel mle first al 1.5 million al gimulus peringil out of that 5 million sel lura ra marare lang mobora iday SBM lo meser tiale kora orange cable ngaram lungoy mran mo budula airport sel sedi one al connection rangaram lungul morairay a recommendation of tigal experts sa telecom kung malgira del ngariya redundancy or a circle connect lal sugumang melo daw tiale ngaram lungul morairay eng mo cut off ra connection rigid ma gimlo o diregal start tial project tial east side PC sewuk taraseng ra ngaram langoy al maliwek mo north al mora das padal mo mateng mora iday loya ka amalgayo kama ang SR ng say amle 2.5 million sel medel 800,000 agulus pering in murula sel connection site ra airport seguida gele yagora amle leftover budget tertal 25 million ra PC1 al kora malisi infrastructure gid ngar al sel Belau le sel 18 or 19 million dimle connector cable mo rangaram lagoy
ndi amsela chairman akwa di bulgar selling kom la presentation ng milo sa kami wholesale mengkaum tas la segi del ngura ngaram ngul mera ay raya dire kalum sate alir tigel ku pebira retailer del dakal ngara cable ku mosabil krumula Magumtas lo si segid ala enough for now. Al sugum ko do bal mo mliwek mora tel babel da obliga ko buk na ko mo take over sel guk par tra PNCC ngiam le hotel ngale lo provider tel service mora Belau rogir. Maktiom das lo sing agiril mut mal mo mis segid leng. Giril lo ro mi ma PNCC. Le PNCC ram le ko hotel ngale segid am le giril provider giril service mora rogul adra Belau rogul oblil. Akora dio mes lo sing atel gibel akora telgibel awal dia udah langsung kembang lo singi ikan di kumtas lo hasil lepian sistem direct ngarnya omil gengel lo hasil direct lo sih kau udah mau replace tel cable tel milik kabel Belau. Aku makasih kira del amo tahu tu sudah lagi tadi kalau toko tu del belum. Kita misal tel project misal alone edir kengar hasil ulel. Ya bado sigra project bado connector ni segid mi ablu Belau kalau dia kalma hospital lo dia kalau tu del mor segid makwa del ngit segid lo segam nu tu mi segid hindi gi malon ngit sel kapira tel lo na agreement mi sebel mem gi bomongin masa ki masa terms tel lo na agreement
sulang senator sea sebedel provider mo ngara al sila next week
dil model tang sel bel tat sernia senator whip sera tel ay ger regila ikal cable la sel tingilura 2017 al sum ngana 25 years en direkal melatel sul imong al sum kada ngusel lot badi mangmade elendi sel top da direkal dio bangel tal regil tal gaibol tal gamangal gaibol mara amerikel segi dem direkal lakum da so sen direkal sal klo a difference ngira argil makdirekal lo asekalel ko ra sebedel mutul mangil al tang narinya ko pesel gaibol gukmo o top da 10 years from now masel dengar ngarnya masel buksel bol mereka regil tel imong ingil tirgal mereka la abato ko regil tel next al gaibol ke tel ngarul gaibol ke daw makwadi ke di koral de sugar ga gil tul gaibol
sulang senator se malungil suggestion le gida mal al face agora klol ul buler elangan ding the nature of tel industry is aigal cable al tamrule book install adial ngara a settle timeline mong ngoram le touching a rabin ding sellable installer tel cable agora wal na cover tel area tel connection ra Singapore moram legal and that's going to make it a lot less likely in the future that there'll be a similar cable. So it's really a matter of opportunity and ding forecast the future and ding historically sellable cover tara area it's less than likely that they'll do the same thing again in the future.
So
masulang KB mang last Insomma lagi ala semang ela selbol merek tegi del tungut tel 4 million al investment tel ngul oler tel al branching unit eng motel nga arala mate al mo connector gidel moringi ngarang what's your investment strategy el mo connector gidel morsei o ingaral time ko momdas ro sa kadmo research say mo sap eda connector mortel branching unit.
Okay, so long, Chairman. Robin touched on that a little bit, and I'll let him speak on that. But she's asking, basically, what the initial $3-4 million investment for the branching unit. What's the future plan for providing the full connection of the spur to Palau, and how is the repayment going to look like on that? The cost.
In terms of the future connection of what I'd call the Palau branch to that branching unit, we can see there from this slide here that the cost in that centre box is NEC cost is 12.2 million. And then we've got another 10 million in the bottom box, roughly, and another $1 million in the top box. So the total of all of that is going to be about, let's say, $23-24 million to complete the job. I would say that any lender would require still a certain amount of BSCC equity before they do a deal with us. So let's say 20% maybe. So $4 million of BSCC equity, meaning we've got to borrow approximately $20 million. And in terms of how we can do that and when we can do that, I don't think we're in any position to say today. And the reason why I say that is we don't know to what extent and for how long this current pandemic is going to impact the Palau economy. So it's a very difficult question to answer. But if we assume that there's possibly a couple of years of disruption, then I think another year of stable operations after that, and we could start to look at restarting the branch project.
So, Mr. Russell, you're saying we're investing like $4 million now, and then we're looking to have another $24 million investment before we make this project delivering what we are expecting it to give us. Mr. Russell, if this was your company, your personal company, would your decision today, with the uncertainty we're faced right now and the capacity of the company to borrow more, would you make this same decision, this same recommendation as have been presented to us on this resolution for additional sovereign guarantee?
Yes,
Thank
ma'am,
you.
unequivocally. And let me explain why. If we have a look at the situation in the Solomon Islands, and I'm very familiar with it, the total cost of their connectivity was in excess of $120 million. Now, that's not a big deal for the Solomon Islands because they got it in a grant. That's not going to be the case for Palau. We're going to have to make sure that the money's spent as wisely as possible, and that's my objective. So that's why we adopt this branching unit strategy. We believe that for under 50 million, we can deliver a vastly superior connectivity to Palau than is enjoyed by Solomon Islands for less than half the price. So I think it is a good deal. It is certainly something I would do if it was my company. And in fact, that is my personal, I guess, measuring stick. Whenever I have to make a decision, I try to think not as though it's some abstract thing, but what would I do if this was my money? I mean, that's my obligation as CEO to do that.
Senator Chin.
Coming Chairman ng Mr. Russell, you said it is unlikely the main fiber optics is going to get damaged. The damage is going to be from the trunk to Ngurumlungwi. Are we paying for? Is there some kind of insurance if there's a damage there, and how much are we paying yearly?
Another excellent question. It's not a simple answer, though. The problem is that submarine fibre optic as an industry is only really 20 years old. These cables have only been around for a very short period of time in the overall scheme of things. That's certainly the way insurance companies look at it. And insurance companies do not fully understand submarine fibre optic cables. In the past, I've tried to insure some submarine cables, and the premiums quoted are just beyond belief, staggeringly expensive. But in fact, the submarine cable industry self-insures, and that's across the globe, not just us, everybody. The way we do it is we insure the land-based components of the network. Those are the ones that the insurance companies can see, so they can understand that. There's a building, there's equipment in it, it's valued at this much, they can work out a premium, no problem. For the marine components, we self-insure, and we do it by retaining a cable repair ship collectively. So in the case of the South Pacific, there's a thing called the South Pacific Marine Maintenance Arrangement, and that has every cable in the South Pacific involved, and ours. So it's got the little tiny electrical cables that run from the North Island to the South Island of New Zealand, and it's got the vast Southern Cross cable, which is 18,000 kilometres long. All members of this syndicate, and what we effectively do is we pay for that ship to be there on standby, available for our use when we need a repair. And it's also equipped with spares. So when we purchased the first cable, we also spent probably best part of $1 million on spares. And those spares are on the ship or at the depot that the ship can access, so that in the event that there's a break, we can just whistle up that ship and it's underway. That's the way we do it. There's no other practical way to do it. The insurance industry has come up with all sorts of wild schemes to try and address this issue. They recognise that there's an opportunity for them to make some money that they're not tapping. They hate that, but they haven't figured out how to do it. And that's simply because the way we do it is the most efficient, I guess.
Masulang chairman sa Komal Nosap Ilmay ki askara ka Pearsel loan agreement mang musap amal ko Mr. Tal resolution ar kami agi ulit mal nga closing statement trabor de bolsa el model al time about the closer tal hearing ko mal masaula.
Malmusulang chairman, Senate President, committee, senators. There's not much else to say. I think smodia ukmal klol tagol giral tiale effort tragamal procure a second cable. Tiadim lakal beotel tagol kim kora mlem dasringitya namo months and months of meetings al gigoram Southern Tial project tya before a pandemic ma COVID tial pandemic a upla rulil mo mal mo bring to the make a decisional pursuit tya after months of deliberation and a lot of number crunching, I think the fallback deal gives us the opportunity to retain the possibility of the cable in the future. Just depends on when. Hardship or how it's gonna happen. So mal apologize mun das better guk mas kami agora detailed information based on payback or when this is going to happen. Like, everything is uncertain right now. All we know is we've agreed as a board mutya tel balwadr bela mal ospe ar tel special technology, and we've enjoyed the benefits of that since 2017 when the first cable was landed. And I would really hate to see what would happen if that does get disconnected. Not only that, I think Nasmoding Del BSL cable is going to provide us with new opportunities. And like I said before, namo dia osbedel di dependra imol sector economy rigid. Namo gidel diversify. And we've said that before, and I think this gives us a very good opportunity to really pursue new avenues of commerce. Timodo Luise, Chairman, on behalf of the board and our staff, mal merenga suliul mas kumam talte al meye present el morgmiu.
Kamsulang chairman sa kuma kumal masulang arugul board members. You know mama ayul tuiler ang recommendation na kami. Hindi kita kalngar alam lomes ra rang lela blue Belau wasing wakarak lungi labal sele makaratong katama. Agi askal wasi kung provide ay information al may mangmusap amal lo arsel lol batable o messer sel mo klungi lela at belaro ko. Imal mga suliwet tal hearing at imortegi de masimer. President, tamle so comment. Di ka hatalong at ado manggiri al close.
Yeah. Sulang chairman. Sulang chairman yak mo upon tirtir nga kadyak member committee hindi I want to learn. Akmere nga sule lang kal mereder kami. Dira ka mereder nga sule me KB ko ma Eric ma tirgal tede ak modelo segmil tede adiri kam lo on board the way you speak ak kumbra lo say you can help el ekda accomplish sel ngia bok teger gidar adra blul beral girela a future ergid marangal ged el maral mel girela at technology ramalidiol with that also submit I get information on material al sales or whatever mal going at resolution of lugu en cloud tutlele adong ilmo ngotek teng hurter gamiu ra at time el blam oit maurior blam gat bok men mutre el al sales ari aswat bakuk ay gel dospe yang ako umbral wasit tia dospe ringi Marigel bulgula tol wasay opportunity come but once. Direk na rin tol wasay don't miss the train. Ya ige gire del may lo araw the swed. Bato ka atol dolgoy ending a reality ringi sel te al el gida over el all time. Makadit tilgiben bring ra kasi gidle sovereignty. I hope within 1 or 2 years, el bornya udod ed haraw return our sovereignty kit. En gukmal gegre udod el egda rulia mal klol hoy. Waigel olga senator kwarte gong ara 25 million and moradori million. We may do it, but we have to learn. En agim la nga subla mertiale NG el gilo ko tamal ngi. We don't want to face the same problem. Degid alda akle korog mi akamal. I thank you all. Thank you all. Ako Mr. mi omal mgegarel at you have opportunity to learn and you have opportunity to help the Republic of Palau. Komal masawla.
Sulang ya hearing at imortia close. Thank you. Al hearing al talyal sils tel hearing ra committee ra Senate ra Public Utilities, Communications and Housing Development. Ya ki mle somam lolgera PNCC merel al talyal sils mo sulang chairman na ngirat abot tamno sa Iwal May kimle olangit al malaya ul daswela PNCC girel sel PC2 sel second submarine cable ay di kam lo mereka lo hearing lo pangkela a BSCC board of directors tira olangit tertegi del el resolution al mo sabel olbira klulal masterira sovereign guarantee mo malar sel 1.75 million na loan el mo all together sel branch ra tel eco cable al maral mga lakrab Belau mang ngalala committee make sure sa pedal afford ringi ngaram ka daw spare ringi magi mereka sulim no sa pewul mera hearing el talyal sils era daw mula tibok introduce sa senator sa ngartyang and then sa tali labor da mangguk mo nga sesay marwa ka mo mula hearing magi mereka sulila Presidenta Senate Senator Juan Paules al musab el bangeter el talyal sils ma floor leader Senate Senator Aray Mariur Senator Udu Sabaw Senior Senator Ngire Evangal Whips Senator Dr. Cuarte Senator Chin, ma Senator Frank Yota. Na gimna nga suliwe, gimoy tiya olgo yung lewangi, pot start the hearing, sulang.
Atamal lungil suelo, ngilitasil se Senator Inabo. Tiyakan maldibok isoy saigil suse mereng asuliw lo motor kumamal merelal litasil sandira kan malungi larang mamal guk me dumar madami we uko ay sa Aldesuela PNCC adilungi le di continue malmora sel mle question na kami will girela a fiber optic 2 amal simple insera PNCC. Kamama support tara fiber optic. Mungil na mungil albor ngayon redundancy ra current system aldo para ilalsil. With that said, direkal sokal lokay sa kami luasing ngarinya pak abara PNCC. Pailo PNCC mandated del maintain ra backup system Belau. So with that said, ngarinya backup system Belau of course and satellite. We all know lo sa satellite di akal sabi replace ra CL ma speed ma aklungyole la fiber optic. Ideal way of doing things ngarinya second redundancy ra fiber optic rigid. Adi ko ra concern ramam sa igid part ra self-funding mechanism mo in place address sa igid currently PNCC is LD4 ra up to 10% ra current cable fiber optic do para all time. Right now other PNCC obang agi oba 6 gig current fiber optic sa paamel afford up to that hindi sugum I guess what I'm trying to say still financial funding mechanism ra BSCC el mo fund ra second fiber agil mo clear wasing where does it come from kung dasi sa igida hindi kumamal clear position or kumamal wasa gyuspe kung maralungil to spera a signal fiber optic for redundancy ma direct safety security ra internet system rigida information highway rigida other Belau kumsulang itol mo
kala di ko gerang pursel ko tal question. Mak-question ang sa ila backup system kami sa satellite. Walgumong moringi tagi dal PC2. Kung continue nga niya backup system ra PNCC or kung di mo totally depend ra BSCC.
Mo alboringi fiber optic yung mo dia ka la fiber optic. Hindi bear in mind dalawa sa system mo dia ka la satellite. Di bear in mind dalawa sa igil plan ma system morang Southwest Islands will remain girel ngaringi that's the only way kadung internet service communication service mora Southwest Islands it will be at a very reduced capacity direkal kaya igal Rock Islands at some point along that planning most spera satellite for the time being until I guess at time enough funding extend the fiber throughout Regal Rock Island and more Belau al time hindi Belau Regal Liliacal Island sa fiber ngayaw ang ayang ala microwave
may ilal time tela arala backup sa light ra PNCC.
Backup sa light ra PNCC Armur trangar it's about $54,000 a month. It used to be over 140,000. Sera al turgatemel la O3B, el mleandra provider. Ese yamle main al system el dulabang. Bang sera al turgatemel agi de blabo o fiber agi bli renegotiate mergo terminate sel contract. Eka mama smiga tablol kombali. El provider o sisil contract. Diging ilo a price el medio lomdas or Southwest Islands. And in case ngaring should ngaring need arise el mo o those pera back up ega the revert pakal mora light emergo up paringi more sell point those peri as dulus peringi for everybody's information na dulus peringi amle 450 meg at the time. Masasabi el time ikadio 150 and di bol ngaring auls pa lele katungul mora 450 meg. Hindi akal replace ra klisi elma reliability ilwa fiber.
Any question?
Angarnya last do meeting kom dir kwase kom nekatra segidel sarlight kom nekatra ngin merio engaging mornya uspeder ngi kom sabiul mutul activator ngi on sa clean morbam di makora diogel lagi dam saudara backup sauda gel akora cloud nger kumira igal legal cable ngari akora cloud nger kumil wase gasel waigel blue na tamal akwa saibal ma martial magel bibira blue waktu mengetilang real time los peringil gut mok laigel mutul me aigel cable setir mon mutul morora aigi da wasad mo mengel indri kal sadal koram sa segidel te allen bodo dingel wase kadam grado o wase gidel la terrogil longerul cable elmo proses seguido wasen kulmatamal leng mo kulmatilang ran sa bedel mutul bakal mora asel speder tel cable ngariela.
Maluil kere Florida fortunately nga ka ulabang gala United Airlines ra control center ra Guam siral maluot a fiber ra Guam basaibal. Unfortunately other saibal they never use a satellite. It's up to lose pera ding melodia kal satellite siral maluot. So that's why it took them almost 30 days lo mersel fiber optic lendia ka timla ka system at the time completely tamle off the grid ra satellite system.
Dia ora cloud ngi kumil wase marshal amle waklamatelanga ora ngil bodo ngi gegi dile ka petal mralo dos petalong erul cable ndi siral gotel me proposing il mera leadership to ase tiang amo backup di lado mesa al do em la chance na mo de ngara backup na mo additional mo tiang special tegi de longerun mo o men el etial do bar lang amo ngil bodo ngege gidlen na mo de do sa dra backup le tiang amal dir ko besel dir giting lura 2017 mak manilo asetya tel melela la dir gal dia kadil meren ngil bodo mesa gege de dir gal bodo kurang ampera gi del coste do mesa lo ase kadam grada
According to CEO Marcial, the involving military cell fiber and more aquazilin, it took about 6 weeks. I'm sure aquazilin alam lemre lang base sa sold down di Marcial took them about that long.
Di aktir nartia BSCC dirgulu ay sulwase tirga fully covered the cell ngaringa ta harar segi del maintenance ship sel ngariam tamal tadi golar tire tamel me motmokor segi del bualtel mal al cable mang ay gidia kora ngungil bodong aw ngay gigidel leng mo subir sel garim luasing wangara self financing at talong erul cable ay gel statement tertira se kerdis double mo dia increase mo dia decrease ara la service el morablu engi amo se del harar talong erul cable mo se a question el direct se del askringil mablu lase se bela blu sacrifice seguido asen dia adlutel morio ara la egal service provider egal BSCC mga retailers mo dia kalutun merio ara la cable kada mo se bedang utelong erul cable
mo alartir ka mo dire kan mo ng sera kal inserti la question ng goratiak seguir el financing part of it degim ada du ora dire ka gim ada du kumar atra BSCC Hindi al sugumang mo partner niya mo langas malubang mo langas aral drura atrabalueng at some point ta PNCC girel mo may sara tarif ringil luwasang wangara tarif for mamal mo recover cost al sugumang mo base sa gidiyan.
Chairman dia kambay dia kaldu kwasing mo masot Mwaseng ngaringia lagi dan mu dir kekrel basen tertial cable la dos peringi. Mwaseng igel te al mutul morio ara la service amodia kan kadmo bime nga tegi del ara tir obang engi amo sabir segi del te al morio di lorgadi mo sabir lo pasegi del obal mo teker tegi long erul cable. Segi dia egi omsodil mel was segi dia bol finance dia. Mong amlegot omsodil sa nga leadership was sel payment mora sel backup sa light adi dorgadi segi da sebe del ngul per tegi long erul cable ela segi del upna chensel mase sel dangara modia ka mutual decrease legal service segi del valgel decrease adi dorgadi segi da dobal per tegi long erul cable maka iga dio so del segi del financing da sendi ngil adungur segi adungur tir di segi di amle so dil mera kamamertan nomor tel de bergol hiring lobentri
lagi da lumutel with yourself a PNCC del all time floor leader namo tol times el gim mo sa daringileng we're trying as much as possible without a reliever alone our US one ramle overriding el decision agi khatra o 3B aigal system ra PNCC amle rule el gire la light we need the money to replace all of this system senator inabo mal madangaliling kiblo oil maomangire ebang magimal trying our best as fast as we can mga igel mulo do da kung amo masa audit reporter kama maigel tmulo daw da kim turn around try as fast as we can replace ay kay gidel mutel system leral timing ngaringa malungil system in place ulugo mang kad replace ay karogul mutel system kadamaral mo truly realize ra maralus pa lel maklisel maklungyelela fiber optic. And that's what we're doing now. So, say girel maral maybe there's other ways to look at the financial part. If a part payment PNCC is spoken for by BSCC, I don't think that's what we're heading. Also kumagi mosto ba nga savings ma'am, and I think we're going to use it somewhere else. I guess it's something el gire la PNCC ma BSCC mo mitel mutel. So far we haven't discussed that.
Okay. Kalil po nga Senator Cuarte.
Sulay chair kidir silwa se tamla rulisel connection ra PCC la rulisel connection ra cable ra karamloy le koraira ko le sel east side sengrabul kul mortal pastune ra PNCC. How do you ngara mo rol tel mo bang ari ko mo access ay el dulwasen drop points or ko deus per tel odal pastu.
Malung ilgere Senator Kwate bugulas mlongering without getting too technical. Sel dulwas en Cap A ngarangam lunguil mera airport leringi amskida connection or other connected mura BSCC at mura airport rai el al time ya PNCC connect el mura ngaram lungui seguida el Cap A amskida te al mal sugu mangaringi a fiber nidra leche state rai melig ekda di mura melengel seguidi engul mura melig may rogul state along the way ra ngaram lungul mirai seguida mokte garingi service ra PNCC al time mal ngarcel original el tilwas en festun fiber sel ngara daw seguida to akil mol murang ngaram lungul lang dia ka dirga ka discussion lo bangela BSCC luas e katmo ungutia ke del ngaram lungul mer airport lo abot replace cell segment ra PNCC fiber leng dia ka labskit sel enough el bandwidth BSCC tiang otru lir mat tuduk ting ma sa PNCC agel enough el o agel sa biir el mam sa PNCC mangaringa limited el capacity lauringin mora PNCC.
Okay, so lang ti daksan dalit sel sa gable marang namlo dik mdangali ale outer cell mengalak ang rigilan motmur oygul. Edre kam dali sel gable mara blilyo emletal gi mamal e waka kilong trukli. Lang rumurto mo mas amal ka sokol monteng. Maulaw ker wai sa gida gidir gidir sil was tamore lay outer east coast technically daksan madingi. Aktiyo ase okmuran mang to mang matamal tagi den. Ida ko ngali a longevity tel segi del festuna kamil wasing ngwara temel medel. Magwara ki sa question na kasing ngara ko ra plan ra PNCC gilel se maybe galel will negotiate and daksan meding ding awil adadu gilel.
Senator Cuarte, with all the problems that PNCC face, we also come with the solution. Dia gidim mo sa the problem ra PNCC laka solution. We all know was RUS makatotal bel sila PNCC diregal malms loya financial constraint PNCC man diakal sa move forward. So all time agyo rolo ngela Bank of Guam. Katulad nga sula la COVID-19 yung le drop interest rate to below benchmark ang adra guama adiluluasing agimo sira gimo ngot adutir era COVID at adiluluasing ulgumang back to 2008 sira drop market and we can entertain you guys. Hindi elal time hindi ak. Elal timing basically la drop below ra 2008 level. Ma elal time agyo lo bangela Bank of Guam. Idire galuro lo bangela ICDF ra Taiwan el malay ra although del terminate ra RUS loan i replace ay gari gida roguil muut el system ra PNCC and wa PNCC to the next level saya gi moruringi ra tial el dadu el gire la na payment segi del second cable at diakal bes even though makatotal de gimada du agimle meet el ngaris el group el Senator Inabo malen Basilius ra House of Delegate no member ringi ataramle el dadu I say the transfer let me go back a little bit awan ramle mal lungi le kora attractive te al angua mukom laring si angua alone ra ADB less than 1% will terminate ra RUS loan ng mal gut mok laygang but along ra alda du sa gidel group Agim lo matigiring ilwasing in order for us transfer in order for us mo qualify sa loan ng a transfer asset ra PNCC including it ay del festun miliwek karbabal daw ngum sa BSCC. And at the time agiulo maralwa sa PNCC adrabor da diakal dinga kal chairman mar adrabor del ngaringa klisi amel transfer asset ra PNCC. I think it takes an act of Congress. Bagi say amloan ra issue. Ya number 2 kamama remain lo maralwa sa BSCC Submarine Cable Company. Ya service provider maliwek Belau agirel belong to PNCC. Magimlor sa igidal aladu ngadadura adrabor tagi terminator aladu ulobanggela ADB. El suku menggukmal betok a string attached to it and we'd rather go somewhere else. And kung daswe sa igidam lo partra lo ender sa igidal aladu mlo stop. El marmare lang.
Chairman, ngaletik klutal edersel al questioner Senator Quarte. Mang ilang the taler sa idolom tula seng cap in ngaram lungul meray. At the same time they're planning to go around the East Coast. Mang melang wayarbol tablong cable argit. Why say cable ra PNCC sa idolom tula seng festun mategi del PSL cable ra BSCC. Ay kami retailer tira wholesaler. Gidire kalomes lo sa ikatabol el infrastructure investment. Yar other bela mo mga daikal tablong. Mang agikurati wonder mula say is something wrong or tel investment ra tirgadabal sila RUS ngil kirel tegi del festun cable milyak rubber Belau. Seng makarang at utilizer ngi makukla kadalutel investor another cable akmading ala se BSCC huktiome saringi ma PNCC huktiome saringi di ma ome saringi rogi ma yuraso ma masanga osengi waringi sulang I guess kita so ma mesangal wasing kura wangarang alo riora ikal tablong al mo umaraira OCC urai.
A PNCC del al time a festo negam liwek Belau rogir. Mama realize lo asetial liwek Belau rogir is an aging equipment. So I don't know was at what point a BSCC mle decide they'll get into the business, but that's our plan. Basically that was our plan. El terminate ra loan ra RUS kut mo klaro will ikay fiber to home e replace or say gidel system el memorar papa. Oy we didn't know was sa BSCC direct mlama o plan ra ma'am. Len we of always lo maral was sa BSCC submarine cable company remor tradao. Amlet ngara ngoba international fiber el me makar Belau hindi sel part Belau abaylo a PNCC a maintain ra service Belau. That's why gimle create ra plan remula igal mongil hindi point a finger but it's ngora gimigel we kind of koramadangli was now they're skinning it a different way. Kotel mle aldadu sa komubati se ludo dara o 3B ang ul mas kamami se apera second cable. Reason why ping apay igang during ay early conversation or mama alda maming egim lo matigin lo sen sorry del take over at yal festun rulia BS, wholesaler ngil mera PNCC. And from a business standpoint, I didn't understand why we want to give that up. Ngara give it up mo turn around when ourselves can do it. Mandated by Belau by law, PNCC maintain communication of Belau. That's why in part of plan that we're, like I said, it's a news to us, that's what they were gonna do. We've heard abatokol talang tangira already, and di say the financial aspect tangiya. Adi gajim rang si.
Amletara karma malmura BSCC awasay tamkarang ospe sel balance ra alone artiral al mga tmok artial kuk plan artiral girela second submarine cable. Mang tamlo ay sa karma may gidal kuk plan artiral tay gidal ngarapalu mang hindi soma malmok clear wasay ngarge sel divide ra PNCC ma BSCC lang giral ngaringiya divide ringi. Direkal concerner ka mamal so kumakata invest 2 times invest ra BSCC ma investment ra PNCC ra at OCC wa mokta ka ringil ibang tong adagim sal understander say gidar al time ay gidim ring asuli will explain and I guess we'll get the coral mutal clarification around from BSCC. Albo nga Senator Ngirevang.
Saura, this is probably a technical question, and ako nga sin asil answer ni sel sing festun sel gable nga rataw. If I remember, it was a long time ago. High school, which would give my age away. It's more than 30 years ago. Questioner nga, do you have an assessment as to what's the useful life remaining on that cable?
Maluwil question ngire abang la kom la ara ngo silwa sa egal fiber aga glass ma glass aga bol muut adi mo muut ringi tial wrapper ma egal end to egal endpoint technologies mel aga gida lo ro PNCC al time lo makpes mon say adal muut el extend the life tial festun fiber. Tidak understand was all these years and langarinya several cuts sel fiber murabli leo maigal ngal sel ablu sel longis and malod mangai gigil segment as it will replace yes the fiber is over 20 years old and the ngaria technology sel the move and extend our life ni edi mek ede senator by chair sel question ra BSCC Mumru another land terrestrial fiber. A question that PNCC was from the economic point of view. PNCC ngarinya festoonal fiber niya turn around yung maar capacity ra BSCC and the land fiber. That would be an added cost in mera PNCC. May gigil direct gimomes ang ulang Timo reiterate the point that chairman was say ayang amlara plan ra PNCC all along. We understand the was tial festun fiber needs some work. May gangara plans ra PNCC. Mga BSCC loru ringya maybe a good plan, but there needs to be a clear understanding that only la BSCC ma PNCC. Was say so who owns the fiber? Also mong owner niya BSCC PNCC now mo retailer magimo o lease maluwag yung maara capacity from BSCC. A giveaway or the let cortial free fiber that we've been buying for the last 20-some years. Questions that we have to face up to.
Wala kung sa Director Humangay, Senator Inabo, a divide between the PNCC and BSCC clear. A BSCC ngu a fiber from international al ngu met tungir Belau. A PNCC ngu ba sel entry ringi ngu lo mer ringi ra blur Belau.
Chairman, sulay Chairperson na inaboy akti soakal di mo reiterate taigel baldo nga Chairman ma CEO ra katuguk ay PNCC omes tial al KPA amitial single fiber rakuk waigel bal mention na Chairman rakuk tora financial position na kumbali ilar time ya waigel dino nga Chairman nagi PNCC malara 6 gig ra BSCC iti nga ngaring ya ngara 180,000 raman da idirekal osulta magi harar IP transit ra Guam Dokoma Pacific ngara 22,000 raman da so annually monthly kadam sa ngara 202,000 raman da annually kadam sa 2.4 million ra abekara Obanggel sa sel additional capacity gimo spare nga sa light nga 54,800 ramanda. So as you can see ang sabaidal close to 3 million na annually daw spare ngil currently. Say gidel el plan da PNCC was ang kada ang nga tial ralo na sabaidal ngul bitar RUS emerway improve tial upgrade tial existing phase 2 na milieu Belau Belau in one time cost diak da haraw ringi mandiakable expense ra PNCC bay moklo return mal benefit til more other blue lang ngosi kada maintain ra ako expense maintain ra cost ra end users lo sa mandiakable nga sa arala wade ngwa deira ra Belau Belau. Also magim aharara signal fiber capacity fiber mer Belau. Ese additional cost on top of all financial obligations sa PNCC. Ang wabol morim la kung balil kukmo girel adjust tariff ringi. El moring ability ringil sa el take care kal final obligations ringi. Mang malso ada signal fiber. Hindi selguk maybe a timing al adi kalsa lungir elang telgi bel kora am tar basul lagi tial di gramut ta tora alo nama swadan improve tial already mla deteriorate el gable el ngara daw o si sulta me plan da PNCC soal connecta sum kada mongol tangat mo kada malon yang most of edel service chen sa gero will copper el mora backlog lil ma business el mo fiber ese awal ko raklol plan da PNCC luase polso bedel kut maklia vela rogira al sel Belau elmo di fiber ya mo besa agable more obli lo mo ngila tokora TV ma tokora dengwa ma agel essential services el PNCC provide el mora a business mar a individual al hindi sa kita ko ra sokal al duli lang el all time okmo PNCC mo sois para mo eda additional responsibility raw to raw do en mabol telgibul ora makita timing nila mo even though mal so di financial position na kumbali en telgibul ora maring sulang chairperson
Alwa Senator Eba.
Couple of things, and of course, yung akadi ako nga dado board of Malubek Management ra PSCC. Kuk tigil tukol kriring sara the hearing just before you mang. I hope tial ko sa niya si ulkuk mo dado kumilerul board lang. There seems to be a big disconnect, and a disconnect of information, responsibilities. Hindi ako sa bakla BSCC, hindi kura di state tegel dilung, and I think they need to have that discussion with PNCC. Firstly, tukol dilil mera kamityo asi. The second cable is not gonna cost PNCC, Palau Telecom, or Palau Wi-Fi any more than what you're paying now. It'll cost the same. Whatever you're paying for that amount of data you're getting, they should be able to maintain that same pricing structure. That's what they said. I don't know if that's fact, but that's what they said. Secondly, the Direcal Dilul was saying the cable is not going to be connected immediately. Cell socket, if you want to call it a socket, for a connection at a future date, which could be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years from now. We should not miss that opportunity. And then the last thing is understanding nga kartial fiber optic cable, chairman na sel sumaklakal sumakmo off. Tangilura ang ramlungo ilmerairai to make sure everyone gets the same access to the data they're providing. And PNCC understands that. The other carriers have to go over microwave, and they have limitations. Dito dili kan mlo masado cell loop. Cell hook moramel kayo kan morngiwa lemliwek kalbakal merangart mau cell close blue rangart mau. El mut kalbakal merangaram lungoy. And the main reason for doing that was it provides them redundancy to their technical center mod or airport. In the event the malo the line somewhere between angaram lungoy mayray, well, of course, not cell bumping around Ramloy, but along the compact road, they can run the signal around the other way, or vice versa. And then it also provides PNCC and other carriers to access their network at any point, well, at certain points along the loop. Mang akuk nga ka kumising sitya benefit the mura blur Belau, but I do understand their self position or PNCC was this kind of looks like they're encroaching on our territory, and PNCC has every right to be concerned. At the same time, this also provides PNCC redundancy in case you have issues with the festoon cable and you're not spending any money on this upgrade that BSCC is doing. You will just be receiving the benefit of BSCC's investment. And I think at some point both of the boards need to come together and have a discussion. Sel mentally sel gukul the swear adra BSCC magukul the swear. To me there's a disconnect. And at the end of the day, I got it yul gumbalira other Belau. And I think it's clear sel ngarala BSCC who sell international traffic data local dirabalu. And then PNCC is mandated by law. Rosin mura other Bela rogul. Se mat clear akuk la almekratra PNCC. Please have that discussion sometime. Lo umrana sa makluk tutulin. Sula chair.
Kapag chairman
Senator, abang ng mal, we have no problem with that. Like we stated earlier, was kumama support redundancy mas second fiber. The reason why agi mo o mention ay gang amble a payment scheme ringi aruli tial second fiber over the merbab. Emergo e turn around the ultra or capacity mergamam. So therefore agimo in a way agim umaratial. There's nothing wrong with that. But at the same time, ako PNCC moving forward with the plan was itial festoon rigid. Adi asabi edel ruli mang in fact agim lamang at adura kong bali ngosu gumamel o upgrade ringi el more reliable. Emerald mo truly agim katmok like agidel fiber to home siobay. Egada realize sa agidel benefit. So that's our plan. Agi again, we have diya ka ultangamal gire la second fiber. Di sa del funding mechanism ringi agire del mo understand ringi. Ruera da por segi del dadu.
Okay. Senator Kyoto.
Testing. Sulang Chairman inabot taltelik. Sira al-Presidente tiang adra BSCC just before you. Imalib takling gelsi ortil masetial second gable. It's not about growth. It's about resilience. Very few time yung mga lakla opportunity give them. So they're finding ways to connect more say. Ang wase bebira time el lumatamal ay gagid el gable. Water lugoring ira Marshall, Saibal. India kate elid. Segi dia lugoring ilo wase India kal about namral mo klo magitim therefore jam la mo necessary. Malugora mo albornya ka rior ibandong mal terstal bori di wan sal happen terel besudo rogoy. Segi dia lugoring ilo wase bolsa bedel ngaring tegil ngaring teal bolsa bedel gut makli segi del teal mo bolwang arang langaring gida sum tamal diga ending ega da dumira lang plakata ko sing amral dia ka akora ngil alda du du paradro ngoliu mo dengel wasing wangarang agel guk mo expense niya mo kakaring PNCC ega dumre nga sulio mal CEO sem agal mal prudenta Aurelio Gargikra arala aigal services ma aigal morar other Belau di official time chairman na Omar sa summa the swadar avail like agidil te alma technology improve gid we have to pay akumda sa summa ngali ang alda do plusing ngani ang will alda do mora buhay or ay sa segagida improvement mga expectations kami ay gagida mo oral na hindi ka lokal other Belau ko ngayon mo sumiwe waswira PSCC ko suwito rogo di suminda ka ngil pura bla alda do ma komil ka sawese iron out ay gigil differences sa kami subadi olbira gigil guk mo asuma kamnon tagil subsidize ra PNCC for a short period may sige mang dire ka sibel mera matar olbira ulang omes di suminda ka ngil alda do ma kora ngil cloud ng kami urak mo ngarasil mal nga ala PNCC ngarasil nga ala BSCC tera ludo da kakarregal lurior etera seguir mo modar se merablu mala ka bodok cloud ringin mo uli ka dradi at adu di malak rata matang dia ka amkat pokul maka uksil gumesra BSCC to mesel bedulu o mesa kariol dub yang arinya fallback option til Mabia mal di masada atora udo ma Mungko nga niya ti elil mo adu mo may kay the plan sir ko bilo alter tir tiro alter plan sir tir kada miudel mo kay sisiw maybe savings sa sibel modar sir mo okay kartir modar sir okay karmi dire pasu mungko nga niya amo oral yeder mo mol imol blu we have to know sulang.
So, Mr. Senator Kyoto, I have to make it very clear. Mama, dagim PNCC, also kuman so mama udo dagim lang si atari for katital time. Tigal bebira adagya asabi ilmo o tigal mo mga dadu agimal matingel wasagyo gimoro lo bangila agibom adadu bol ngaringa ungil understanding en sabel muktub aungil kalau amle mention ng ilwa sa BSCC wasal suguman dia kalu tel morio arala service in sabetal afforder say kama mapayagi mo sa darola lagi masada darola udo deleng we're working hard to bring it down some more kung ta sa service or other Belau expect that's a reason why plan kama mo so isol mo rablul abe hopefully agi skip para kwa memor Hawaii. Leng So mamal earn as much as we can makata subsidize at yal palur Belau mang remain al lungario arala service ringi. Of course a PNCC is a corporation that pays tax now, so on top of the tax senator se diragal guay silwa singa diragal pera 15% the levy. In a way diragal taxation 19% total. Diragal pay igel mo ngal sang sel. Sulang.
Alal po nga Senator Corte.
Kung akti, ilmutal morsel, mildung el aul makmal ora. Tedilul waset tamormula gigid el access point. Gaybola aliw dal ngara alsel. I think I heard that. Nakwa isa krinisi. Maul makora malogera, I refuse to lombrang alwasar adang walon. Emergong maigil capacity tiran marmul al mostari, and somehow they will pay the loan back. I don't understand it from a business standpoint. Di ulmak malgol wa sayid ya ngal dong okol logera ikal ligang wa say whether udo dangara left el pocket other Belau malbangara right and this still do that rogui. Mangari ako na san mo understanding ilo asing tial network loru ringi understand the redundancy lo asing bos il back and forth. Understand that from their standpoint. Hindi is tial cable ang mosta ang di mo so dong madele unless imara ada access ni saya ako. Ang yarong tial the very ideal was arala service sa dial borio. I think at the aviators initial impression was the reason why we're doing this is the ultimate call of Almorio. Ngania missing a chairman around the swirl was somehow I get other Belau ngilo alone never go really a system and by the way sell loan tingilo 20 million never ko sell nom del sell Almorio tiang. That's what they said today. Elatrulia system mo ostari el medel mingir kami maybe. Malubit the baby are providers. And how are they going to makarabol penny? Somehow, somewhere, ngari other mo penny. Maulak thing you bring up niya was maybe from the start the layout nila what the kakano mo connect cell east side thing. Yung abay yung obom na oklem negotiate was how does that make both of you a win-win situation? Lang lang niya TL akum daso.
CEO.
Chair, sulang this extra information ay gang ako ra initial discussion ginatiang Senator Cuarte. PNCC cell Festun fiber lang maximum capacity dungurin 10 gig. Kidam lang 6 gig el moragwam. Siya to spare niya blue Belau all time. Plan ra PNCC to bring fiber to the home. Ikaw meselo sa kadmura 100 gig. This is looking forward. El asel fiber loru ringi kiap A. Manang mer airport mo connect ringi loop. Direct la question was saying enough for mosquito 100 gig. Sa PNCC 100 gig. Maybe I don't know. Hopefully in Sabel. The direct remember it was say direct giren ngaring access ra tigel other providers. PT ma pala Wi-Fi. It's not a fiber, PNCC a free low sparingi according to its plans. Alsugo moringi electrical capacity, then what the fiber is providing. What are we going to do? Are we going to go back to square one planning and prepare to the future? Some of the questions mal understanding understanding communication between the PNCC ma BSCC and more understanding and I for one would agree also learning the free the expense ra PNCC and malungil and dire mo so clear the price and meriol mora rokiara other Belau. So I agree in giren more will communication. So lang.
Albo Senator Mario.
Umelatyal leringi ang ramnul melmera airport ngari at eliul mo connector ngi disconnect sel nga ngaram lungoy mo di nga connector ngi ira lo beng tel connection ng ngaram lungoy amol mol me tel mo ira uk mo regel bebira atigal retailers.
Sel fiber el mera airport. Ang sabihin mo disconnect sel ngarang lunguya mo bringin mera iray. But it's still the same for the same purpose. Sa sel di mo connect ra fiber PNCC mora tel fiber BSCC. Sel lungul mera iray mo accessible el mora PT mapala Wi-Fi. Hindi kal mega difference to PNCC lang. Sabihin gukti run ang mga connection ngara tel headquarter ay dahil mora airport. Hindi sila ngaram lungoy awak pol madel. Kukto sparing for other reasons. You know, to PNCC really hindi ka malgora benefit ni other than shorter connection.
Okay, mungkin damasada do may ka edit cost al mora el bolo mora tirgay gid los pertel klalo mora tirgal retailers at pasirin mora tirgal okay kartir why say
okay kahalak ko din mutal mo understand ela PNCC connected al mora PSCC rangaram langoy la kami nga ngay bolar kami masabi connected mangaram langoy di tirgel pebir retailers el diga cable tin mangaram langoy am le connect lo bang a radio may el alungusel cable rangaram langoy el mera airport et tirgegi del guk other retailers amo sa ir connect al mora cable mo de kalos pera radio el mora rangaram langoy. Okay, I guess so they're providing access al mortigal guk pebir retailers and the cost double divider ngile kora PNCC dire kaleng still et ya cost terogi system. I hoping dekal so we're mang overall like other bela roguya mo pair tel cost mang sige da gidim concerner ngil girela additional cost OCC will infrastructure we're paying again and again agi omeses bela tida questioner nga ela sel 54,000 naman dal mora sara light 648,000 a year also kumang modya ka asumang mo rin nga second cable sa kita modya kang perngi
Why say mo maluwang tinggiban mo el timing agimo maintain some capacity da sila light teling mo serve sonsorol ma tooway ma work islands we will continue to maintain at the lower cost and ding agi-maintain ang iling plan na kamamalo ba it's a long awaited plan.
Okay, tida last question. Ilang kami dirikal ngayon cable kami mliwek rapabal dabarogir. So you're providing service sa mababal dabalos para cable. Di kal sab irel provide service sa mababal dabay lang tigil other service providers. Malsum truly sel second cable mamliwek rapabal dabarogir tigil dirikal sab in more access at tin more say. Is that a fair question to ask?
Mal fair. Hindi ang nga interconnection all time. We've pailong ginal mo ringi magim lakut makli. Na mereka interconnection so sabi ito lom kodongol mora PT wave amina PT wave at tiras ilom kodongol vice versa.
I guess. Okay. Akmalolit la sebo madadul telul porta. I mean, we're a small market. We're very few people. Also makata mangi soy sa coster gida just because we want to be redundant we're kita mo mangkata ngi in the end ngitablong magi olngital wasem lutal mongilata tu maybe ang nga bebira akuk infrastructure PNCC dirkal sal mo o obvious wasing how makarangay kal tablol system albol interconnected but kung sa Belau malo spare kami mo sa piul lorier ma ulmat na wholesaler kami retailer we wanted to make sure you work together le kum customers dir ma gimra nga suliw I guess I gigidam na question ko ma'am di mles mal mo mal understand dal wasay nga impact tal how much cost savings as a pedal realizer ngiya asil sumong modya ka asara light ma agi merang suli wal mlo sabi merteng olgit mal nga niya closing statement kami pol sabi wal mungi about the close hearing at ako mal masaul
ako mal masauli artial te alle mama amor waigil nga ramong al oil silbon niya korabe is el PNCC sol share information agi communicate lo banggela olvi lama leadership emerald to going like I said beginning lo sige tamara lose para redundancy ra system kama mal open anytime gidi so mamal di mata dura BSCC leng after all leng yada through legal mo giling klung yori or other Belau mal dia ka I'm sure agi mo maregel abay contact tiril sel maral wai say tadilu luaseng dia ka cost mora PNCC so therefore ang tumlo stop mo ta duro ma'am ito say it's got nothing to do with you anymore leng dia ka cost mo bering hindi gumtaswing we have to come back to the table yada tu tingun mo se mal diom tera board ma management ma entire team ra PNCC gimal marenga suliura mal supporter kami isa ba ko tal atra board senator senior aktilula sa Erisel asimal matil telgibel open in case di ko mamakantini luror mga mo kara PNCC klokleta other Belau dia gibo mo uspe in the near future kuman musulang
chairman sulang Misugiyama timla mo ka ato may mira ka embere ka malmasaw lalmlay Mr. Gumangay ma CEO kom sulang almlera hiring alyata sil settle hiring ati martegi tema masim thank you